G'day guys, Staff Sarge back, still in Solaris. As you can see, we've got a bunch of victories. Steiner and Davion are about the same thing. A whole bunch of personal mech kills, all thanks to Light Circuit, and goddamn that was good fun. Except for that one involving the flea. I kind of ran out of ammunition for the machine guns at the end, which is rather unfortunate. But who cares about that, because we're going on to the Medium Circuit now. Medium Circuit, all the circuits are pretty much the same. The only difference is the prize money gets raised up as you go along, and most importantly, the mech classes become heavier. So, kick things off with, we'll go with the Old Faithful Uzil Balls to the Walls. I've actually modified this one a little bit because I'm actually quite enjoying the light PPCs. Those things, I'm a fan of them now. They work very well. So I've got 3 of those on there. I've set them up so that way I can continuously fire them. You know, 1 PPC per fire group. So that should allow me to take down some mechs without, you know, overheating. Hopefully. So let's get this thing started.
Hello, Solaris fans. It's Duncan Fisher broadcasting live from the jungle. It has been a crazy time getting in. The security was so tight that some people are still trickling in. Tonight's match is packed with rookies, which means it's going to be one hell of a fight. These guys are battling for position, and a couple of them are fighting to stay on the medium circuit. It's going to be a no-holds-barred fight tonight. The big crowd tonight is a good thing, too, because the medium season has been off to a slow start so far. The opening games have been pretty predictable, and last week there was a scandal when Bobby Killer Fields was accused of throwing a game. But the fans haven't lost their faith, and tonight's game looks like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, a couple of times Duncan Fisher will waffle on.
It's time, Solaris fan.
Alright, let's do this. Oh. And once more, we got a name pilot. And he's packing, I don't think I've actually gone... Okay, I don't think I've gone over this in detail. I might as well do it now. It's only taken me... What is this, update 15 or so? Alright, so, bottom left, you know, it's got the enemy...
I hear one of the combatants down there is Ricardo Vecchi's cousin. He's been training with him quite a bit, which is pretty unusual for Ricardo. Ricardo's always had a bit of a bad boy image, and a lot of times the crowds boo him. But despite his lack of charm, he's a hell of a player on the field. I wonder if his cousin has picked up some of the Vecchi touch. If so, we'll probably see more of him to come. Looks like a pretty good match out there. I wonder how the view is from the air. He's gone.
Okay, so yeah, bottom left has got the damage meter, but below that you can see the weapon loadouts on the mechs. This is handy against named characters like this because they always modify their loadouts, so you know that Marcus Wilder...
Well, Ricardo's cousin is history now. It's no secret that Vecchi and I do not get along. He thinks I'm an old has-been, and I don't even think I can broadcast what I think of him. No matter what my feelings are, though, he knows how to play the game. Now that was one heck of a battle. Everyone clustered together. It looks like he was looking this way and that, leaving himself wide open for that final shot. You have to have eyes in the back of your head out there sometimes.
Yeah, so for example, oh, now I can't even remember the guy was fighting. Was that Marcus? I think that was Marcus. So he had an Ultra AC-10.
So the talk is all about last week's medium match.
While Lee Song here has got LRM-20s and LBX-10s.
He made the final 2 in the last spectacle.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, sometimes when that happens, I think it's supposed to load up another audio queue, and then it just doesn't. I don't know if that's a problem that MechTech's put in, I don't know if it's just lagging, and then after a certain amount of time it just goes, nope, don't bother doing it. But, you know, it happens. So Fisher ends up talking over himself a few times. Almost makes him seem schizophrenic. Okay, they're all down there in the hole. So, medium circuit. This is my personal favorite out of all of them. This and the heavy circuit. Light circuit is a little bit too hard to get shots off, and it gets just annoying. The assault circuit, you know, the big mechs and the big guns, but in a way that's almost too much, because it's just, you know, two almost static defense positions unloading ludicrous amounts of firepower until someone falls over. Which, as I've said, is what the campaign eventually devolves into because everyone starts running assault mechs. And again, broken record, that's why Solaris is awesome, because you can run around in the light mechs that we haven't had a chance to play with.
Warning,
Like the
critical.
son of a fucking hellhounds. Some of the light mechs we got to play around with, and the medium circuit again. We're having to go with the Uzil again, but I've got a whole bunch of other mechs from some of the loadouts that people have suggested in the thread, including the Black Lana, the Crab, all of that. So gonna have a nice play around with it. Some nice no holds bars gladiatorial combat, and I should probably back
Bam, bam, bam. Spectre makes it look easy. Now let's see if he can go the distance.
In what? Oh hey, we won. Shiny. So, yeah, that's what happens if you're up close to a mech when it explodes. But hey, we won, and even though we've lost the Uzil, as in completely, yeah. Sometimes if your mech gets destroyed, you'll actually get it back. But in this case, obviously, you know, we weren't able to salvage it. It was a complete wreck. So we're gonna have to go to the next mech in the factory, and yeah, we'll go with the Black Wanza. This one I'm really looking forward to using, because when I was loading it out, I thought, yeah, that sounds interesting. And then when I actually got to putting it together, as you see, ECM, BAP, LAMs, all that kind of stuff, and all of the Streak SRMs. I mean, mother of God, that's a lot of missile launchers. This I'm looking forward to, and I've separated all the groups as well, which means that I should be able to at least preserve a bit of ammo, but still be able to alpha strike, which would be,
The
you know,
factory
awesome.
is abuzz tonight. That's right, it is factory time. This is Duncan Fisher reporting live from downtown Montenegro, and the talk tonight is about Peter Dexter. He has come out of retirement and is anxious to get another chance at the Solaris Championship. His last light game was a brutal display of skill, and this old dog has learned some new tricks. There is a sold-out crowd here tonight. The match is on.
Alright, so factory, the best place to try out short-range loadouts, because, as you can see, a lot of blind spots. And, oh hey, there's Dexter over there, the Grey Wolf. And he's one of the few pilots I actually bothered to remember the name. Like, I recognize like, you know, Lee Song and who was it, Marcus Wilder. I recognize them when I see them, but
Peter Dexter is down there tonight.
yeah, we
Back
know.
in his brown, a clean shot, and another mech is rubble.
Yeah, Dexter, you're an interesting person, and we would like to talk about you, but it's more interesting the fact that you just smacked down that Hellspawn. Generally, how this thing
The
goes.
medium matches are some of my favorites, and I'm not saying that just because it was the weight class
Ow.
I made a name for myself in. Medium mechs require all the piloting skills of light mechs, plus you have to have better gunnery skills. In light mechs, a lot of the game boils down to chance. You're moving so fast that only the good pilots can regularly nail their shots. Medium mechs are all about skill, and that is something I can appreciate.
Okay, so the throttle control that I'm using here is probably not the best. I'm just going full forward and full backwards. I can probably, it might be a bit of a cop-out.
And there goes Peter Dexter. A real shame, too. I thought he'd go the distance today, and I really did. And from the audience reaction, I think they were expecting it too.
Oh, there's Alex again.
But there are plenty of games left in the season, and I'd be surprised if we don't see some more from the Grey Wolf.
It might be a bit of a cop-out, but I'm blaming the joystick for that. It's the throttle control that I'm using is not the best. But it's also probably mostly user error.
The medium matches are picking up some steam from a slow start. It was a real upset when a few of the key medium players announced they were only going to be competing. Spectre has nailed...
Oh, 2 kills in 2 seconds. Nice. And here we see the problem of an old missile loadout mech. That Shadowcat is still got the LMS. Actually, I was going to mention this when I was fighting against Dexter, but, you know, Fisher, again. If you had a look at the loadout when I was fighting him, he rigged out his entire thing with nothing but LRM-20s, which with the Stormcrow that he was riding, you can do, because it's got big missile racks, and it's got big
good
Omni
aim
racks,
and 3
so...
kills for Spectre. Now that is one Merc I'd let watch my back any day.
Okay, let's see if I can end this guy before I cark it. Should be able to. He doesn't have much armor left, but that LMS is always annoying. So you pour enough missiles onto him, and they fall.
Kapow! That's it! Things are really picking up now. The season may have started slow, but now it's picking up steam. Today we have a Merc rookie doing the victory lap. His name is Spectre, and this season he has really been turning some heads. He fought his way through the light class and seems to be holding his own in the mediums as well. Live from the factory, it's Duncan Fisher signing off.
That design I really, really like. It falls down a little bit when you go up against anything with the lambs, but everything else, you just pour on so many missiles and they fall down. I mean, even pouring onto that Shadowcat literally knocked him on his ass. So, okay, we've done that one. Now, the next one we'll probably do is, we have to do the Colosseum, obviously, and for that we're going to take the Rabid Coyote. I was originally going to take the Fenris, because of the loadout suggested in the thread, again, but LBX-10 and SRM-6 Coyote, which was another one recommended, should be useful. And the regular SRMs, because, you know, if I'm up against, there'll probably be some more mechs with AMSs, and they don't work against regular, they don't work against dumb rockets, so, like the MRMs and SRMs, so they won't be able to defend against regular SRM-6s, unlike the Streakers. So again, the Colosseum, it gives you a little bit more prize money because, I don't know, maybe it's just a more popular arena. Who knows, who cares?